Alright, welcome back. I actually didn't mean to stop the last video, I meant to pause it. But it's been so long since I've recorded stuff that I forgot that pausing it was, not the same button as stopping it. Or I forgot that I could pause. I muscle memoried, basically. I just paused out of muscle memory. I cut the video out of muscle memory instead of going to pause it. And let's see, I think I'm gonna do just a bit of mining here. I don't normally mine this early, I normally set up a bit of a base first. But while I'm here in this cave, I'll get some done. And I've been playing on a server that had some mods on it lately. And one of the things you could do was manifest torch, which was basically place a temporary torch for free with this wand that you have. And it spoiled me because I didn't have to make a single torch the entire time I was playing it. And that was very nice. But here, I shall need torches. Okay. So like I said in the last video, it's going to be just regular Minecraft-y things for a while before I actually get to it, the calculator part. Because I want to have enough resources that I can actually do a lot in it before I start, because it's going to be a lot of experimenting and such, and that doesn't go so well when you don't have resources with which to experiment. Okay, let's go ahead and make another pick. Let's go ahead and make 2 more, because I tend to go through them quickly. Let's see, we don't need that. That there. I'm gonna go and make a shovel too, I guess, just in case. I just need one of those though. Alright, those I'll burn. Alright. I do like dual wielding. Oh, cool. I don't have to change the, I don't have to move the torch into my dominant hand to place it. I just right click and it places it. I like dual wielding even more. Because I don't think I'm going to be using it to have a shield all that often. But I do like using it for caving. Because you've got, I don't know, it just seems easier than switching between the things on the hotbar. Not by a lot, but let's go and get that. Cobble there. I'll do that. Don't need those. Inventory management. That's what everybody loves about Minecraft, right? See, I could have used some food before I started coming down here. Hopefully this is bright enough that y'all can see pretty well. I've got it on the brightest setting, and I can see okay. But I know that usually on YouTube everything's darker than it is for the person playing the game. And I don't know exactly why that is either. But it means that when you're recording videos you should be more aware of light levels than if you're just playing. Because, your viewers want to see things too. Probably. There's always going to be some people that are just doing it, listening to it as a podcast. Although I suspect there will be less for that on my channel than on some others. Because what I say probably isn't as interesting as quite a few other Let's Players. And so you hopefully are coming for the gameplay. Because that I'm focusing on more than the talking. So, actually watching it is probably more important. Which means I really should have light, because that would make it even more important. Curious to go back and watch this now and see how dark it was there because I really could see everything fine. But once again, I know it's darker on the YouTube video. Actually, I wonder if it'll be darker on the video, just the recorded video that I have, the file, before I upload, or if it's a thing that only happens once it gets uploaded. Or if it's something that happens a little bit on the recorded file, and then even more once it gets uploaded. Which is probably what happens. Let's see. I really only have... Oh, okay. I was going to say, do I really only have 8 coal? Because that doesn't seem like that much, but I had 70 coal. Oh, right. Let's make a bunch of torches. That is not how you make torches. What am I doing? Okay. Pretty soon I'm gonna need some food. Which means I'll need to start up a farm somewhere soon. I guess I'll just stick around here, because there was a lake over there that I can put a farm next to without having to use a bucket. Which is good, because I haven't found all that much iron. Just 11. I wonder if... Well, no. Can't wait till I actually have viewers and I can, you know, ask people questions and expect answers to show up in the comments that I can then, you know, talk about in the next video. That'd be nice. That'd give me something to do. Because right now, I feel more like I'm talking to myself than like I'm talking to someone else. Which, you know, nothing particularly wrong with that, but I don't know, it just feels different, I guess. Makes me less likely to say things, because I don't usually talk to myself, I just think to myself, because I can hear me. So, you know, why expend the energy to say stuff out loud that only I would be hearing? But, since I'm not actually talking to myself, I'm talking to potential viewers at this point, it does need to be out loud, instead of just in my head. But I don't have practice doing that, and it feels kind of weird. So like I said, I think I'll be able to talk better once I know someone's going to be listening. Because right now it's still a maybe that someone will ever really watch this. I think right now I have 3 subscribers, and a lot of my videos still have 0 views, or at least some of them. I don't know about a lot. Ooh, iron. Ooh, decent chunk of iron. Alright, and something that you'll probably learn about me pretty quickly as we play this is that I'm not one for aesthetics. And as far as I know, this white pebbles, it's either diorite or ender something, I don't remember what it's called, is a vanity block. It has no real purpose other than being a building block that looks different than other building blocks. And those are things I don't care for, because it means it doesn't stack with the other things, but it does nothing different mechanically. And I'm an engineer at heart, kind of. I like efficiency, I like things to function, I don't like things to be pretty. It just doesn't matter. I don't notice. And so I don't mind things being pretty, but if it means it's less functional or less efficient, then I start not liking it as much. And so, I wouldn't mind building with blocks that look better, but I'm not going to notice them, so I'm not going to design them to look good, which means it would probably end up just looking worse if I used a hodgepodge of different blocks. And because I'm not going to notice, all I do notice is that they don't stack together, which means they take up more space in the inventory, which means they're less efficient. So I'll probably end up throwing them out at some point. Like, that'll be one of the first things I throw out if my inventory starts filling up. Let's light up some of this so I don't get hit by mobs. I just keep finding more iron. And my food keeps not filling up. Not that, it should be. I was gonna say it keeps going down, but then I realized it's only gone down like 1 since last time I checked. Okay, so this will be a decent amount of iron to start with. So I think once I get this and the other few veins of it that I saw, I'll head back up, start making a house, start making a farm probably to make some food. And then, once I have the iron, I'll be digging down to find lava so that I can make a nether portal. Because what I like to do when I'm mining is not be too far from my base, have a nether portal in my house, and then if you're actually close enough, if you build another nether portal, it'll link back to the first one you built, because there's a certain distance that they have to be before they start spawning new ones. And if you make it where it just links back to the first, then it when you go through the one in the nether, instead of taking you out the one you just went into, it takes you out the first one that was made, because that's the one that's in the exact right coordinates, or at least closer coordinates to where the nether portal wants to put you out. And it won't make a new one if it's within a certain distance, like I said, but it will try to put you closer to the right coordinates if there's one already there. So if you make one in your house, it'll create one in the nether, and that's the one you come out of. And I just got some flint, which is what I was wanting. And if you... Okay, so there'll be one in your house and one in the nether. And those two will be in the exact right spot. So when you go through either one of those, it'll go to the other one. Even if you make more portals nearby either one of those. And that means that you can make basically a return portal. You can go mining, you can get completely lost underground, have some obsidian on you, or have a means to create another nether portal, basically, which means either have obsidian or have buckets or diamond pick or something, so that you can make, like I said, the other portal. And when you make that one, it'll link back to the first one in the nether, which will then link back to your house. So you can go back to your house very easily without actually having to find your way out or tunnel up or anything. And so that's what I usually do when I'm playing by myself. It doesn't work as well on a server, because on a server you're usually going to have a town nether portal, and you can link back to that one, but it's still not as convenient as it being in your house. And I never feel quite as okay making a bunch of nether portals when it's near a town, because I don't want to screw up the placement of that one. Let's see. Why is there cobblestone here? I don't think I placed that. Huh. It wasn't a monster egg. I don't know why there was cobblestone there. That's weird. Maybe I did place it without meaning to. Oh, right, that was the water. So I did place it. There was water coming out of that. And it's nighttime. Okay, I'm gonna make a sword. A stone sword, because I don't have iron yet. And I have iron ore, I just don't have it smelted yet. And I'll wait to do that once I actually get a house so I can get a thing set up, and then... Okay, and I'm gonna take this out. Huh. I wonder what happens. Okay, so I'm trying to block, but I don't actually block. Huh, not actually blocking with that either. I'm guessing they just made it where swords can't block anymore since they added shields. Okay. It's a lot of horses. And a lot of pigs. I'm going to kill a lot of these pigs, because then I'll be able to get some food. Oh, and I don't have any... Damn it. I wanted to kill them with fire, because then the meat would be cooked already. And I wouldn't have to then cook it. But I don't have any actual iron, which means to make the flint and steel to set them on fire. And I don't want to take the time to go make that and then come back to these, so I'm going to get a few pork chops and then... Okay. And give me some seeds. Yay, seeds. Because usually I'll make grain to make bread until I find potatoes. And once I find a single potato, I just live off of baked potatoes. Okay. Oh, and I can't run anymore. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I showed it on the other video. I kind of think I did. But whenever I'm playing, I typically like to build houses underwater. Because you don't need any fancy things to keep mobs out. They just don't sink. So you can just... Love that too. Placing a torch just makes air happen. And then you can pick the torch back up most of the time. Not always. Okay, is this deep enough? Yeah. Well, let me go one more. So I'm going to make the house here. I'm going to end up making the... That's just my mouse spasming a little bit. I'm going to make the calculator not directly here. It'll probably be outside around here somewhere after I've lit up the area, maybe made a wall, made it, so mobs don't spawn and screw it up as I'm building it. And I think a lot of it'll be underground, because that'll make it just easier to manage. Okay. Let's go ahead and set down this. Make a I cannot remember the exact word for what this is. Okay, I've actually got enough coal. I don't need to make charcoal, which is what I normally do. I'm going to start with those so I can eat, because pretty soon I'll start taking starving damage. Okay, so now I'm just making my basic house. And I think I'm going to take the floor down one more spot, because I want to make it 3 high, because there's a lot of stuff that it just helps to be 3 high instead of 2 high. And so yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay. Cooked swine. Yummy. I got over a stack of iron. Cool. Pointy rock. Wonder how soon I'm going to start calling things by the pirate version of them instead of the normal name. Because that'll probably start happening at some point when I start doing things that I don't interact with as often. Now, actually, I don't know if there is anything like that, though. Maybe netherrack and stuff I might end up calling by the name because I can never keep straight what all of the things in the nether actually are. Okay, this feels really high now, though. Sheesh, I don't like it. But it will be useful to have that extra clearance at some point, so I'm going to keep it. Okay, just expanding the house because there's going to be probably more stuff in here than I normally have. So I want to start out with a little bit bigger. Plus I already have a decent bit of iron so that I don't have to go out immediately to get more. Although come to think of it, it will be quite a bit of that will be used up making a oh yeah, thank you, making a set of armor. The trouble is that works out exactly, and I didn't mean it to, because I don't actually want to make that many stone pickaxes. Okay. Let's cook y'all. Get that out of the way. And back to digging. Yay! And I completely forgot, once again, to check when I was starting. So I'm just going to guess and say it's been about 10 minutes. Maybe a little longer. So I'm going to go and cut the video here. I'm considering expanding the house a little bit more off camera, but I don't think I'm going to. There probably will be a point where I'll start doing stuff like that off camera. But I want to have a little bit more experience doing it on camera first to know how much of it to do off camera, and I don't know, that's mostly it, I guess. In any event, though, like I said, I'm cutting the video here, and that's gravel, isn't it? Oh, no, that's the andesite or whatever. Alright, cutting the video. See you next time.